Good morning. My name is John Crockett, and I am Davy Crockett's daddy. And you may remember that 2 years ago I came for your Engineering Better Reader session and told you the story about the Battle of Kings Mountain. And I was telling my brother Walter about it, and he said, "Well, can I come this year?" And I said, "Yeah, you can come with me." So we walked into the time machine together, and here we are. And since I told you the story about Kings Mountain, which was one of the most important battles of the American Revolution, it was at a time when General Cornwallis had landed in Charleston, South Carolina, and was traveling north to surprise George Washington and capture the Continental Army, when a bunch of us good old boys from Upper East Tennessee got together, and we met part of his army at Kings Mountain and were able to defeat them. And because of that, if you remember from 2 years ago, the Patrick Ferguson led the British, and whenever we would get close to breaking the lines of the British, he would blow his whistle. And that would be a sign for his reinforcements to come and help. And he would ride up and down the line. And whenever we were about to break through the line, he would blow the whistle. So after the battle, we each got a memento of the battle, and I got Ferguson's whistle. We were led, our commander was Colonel Isaac Shelby. And I want to tell you the story today about Colonel Shelby, because he went on to, not only was he known for the rest of his life as the hero of Kings Mountain, but also he did a lot of other important things in establishing this country. Anybody ever heard of Shelby County, Tennessee? That's where Memphis is located, and I'll tell you the story about how Shelby County came to be named after Isaac Shelby. Well, after the Battle of Kings Mountain and after the American Revolution, Isaac Shelby decided to move to Kentucky. He was a surveyor by trade. In fact, he had worked with Daniel Boone during the development of the Wilderness Trail into Kentucky, and he surveyed land for people. So what he did was, when he got the opportunity, he moved to Kentucky and to ply his trade as a surveyor. At that time, Kentucky was a county of Virginia, but they were so far removed from Richmond, the capital of Virginia, he decided that they needed to have their own state so they could organize in order to fight the Indians that were constantly attacking Kentucky. He did that. He was able to gain statehood for Kentucky, and he became Kentucky's first governor. Once his term in office was done, he retired back to his farm and went back to surveying. He would survey land for people so that wanted to move to Kentucky. But in 1812, there was another event that happened. There was another war against Great Britain that was fought in 1812. Does anybody know the name of that war? No? No, it was in 1812, so it was the War of 1812. It was called the War of 1812 against the British. And since Isaac Shelby was a great leader during the American Revolution, his fellow Kentuckians asked him to run for governor again. So he did, because they knew that Kentucky was going to be attacked during the War of 1812, and they needed a military leader. So Isaac Shelby ran for governor again in 1812 and won. And right off the bat, the general of the Americans was William Henry Harrison, and he sent word to Isaac Shelby asking him to send recruits to help in the battle against the British and the British ally, the Shawnee Indians. And Isaac Shelby did that, and he sent 1,200 Kentuckians to fight with General Harrison. But Harrison split his army in two, and part of his army got trapped and was involved in what's called the Battle of the River Raisin. It was initially a battle against the British, but once the Americans ran out of ammunition, they surrendered. Then the Shawnees came in and scalped many of them. And it became known from that point on, during the War of 1812, the battle cry was, "Remember the Raisin." So William Henry Harrison asked Governor Shelby from Kentucky for another 1,200 recruits to continue to fight the British and the Shawnees. And this time, Isaac Shelby went himself. He gathered 3,500 of his fellow Kentuckians. Now remember, he's the governor of Kentucky, and yet he knew that they needed his leadership. So he got his fellow Kentuckians, and at the Battle of the River Thames, they destroyed General Proctor of the British, and they also destroyed the Shawnees under the great war chief Tecumseh. So that pretty much ended the War of 1812 in the Northwestern Theater. And so Governor Shelby went back to his job as governor. He later retired after his term was up, and he went back to his farm, went back to survey. But then in 1818, the Americans had an opportunity to purchase western Kentucky and West Tennessee from the Chickasaw Indian tribe. But the Chickasaws wanted to negotiate with the greatest warriors of the Americans. And at that time, General Jackson and a bunch of Tennesseans had defeated General Pakenham at New Orleans. So the Chickasaws considered Jackson and Shelby to be the great warriors of the United States. And so they asked to negotiate a treaty with them so that the Americans could buy western Kentucky and western Tennessee. And they did. We bought those lands, and that's why Shelby County is named in honor of Isaac Shelby. There happens to be another county out there that's named Crockett. It's not named after me. It's not named after old Walter here. Walter, in case you hadn't guessed it, is my older brother. I'm the younger of the two. But it was named after my son, Davy Crockett, who fought in the many of the Creek Wars against the Creek Indian Nation, and he died at the Alamo. And that became the new rallying cry for Americans, was "Remember the Alamo." It was "Remember the Raisin" during the War of 1812. It was "Remember the Alamo" after the Mexicans destroyed Fort Alamo during the Texas fight for independence. Well, you know, things have changed a lot over time. Now, the Chickasaws and the Shawnees, they're American citizens. They're our friends. Like I said, a lot has changed. But today, we consider the greatest warriors, some of us consider our U.S. Navy SEALs as our greatest warriors. And the Navy SEALs have a creed. It's their code of honor, if you would. Do you know who they got their creed from? You know who wrote their creed? It wasn't Isaac Shelby. It wasn't General Andrew Jackson. It wasn't George Washington. It wasn't Robert E. Lee. It wasn't General Grant. It wasn't General Patton. They got their creed from the great war chief Tecumseh. And again, now they're no longer our enemies, they're our friends. And the creed that Tecumseh wrote is called Tecumseh's Death Song. And it's really not a song of death more than it is a song of life. It's how each of us should live our lives. And Tecumseh's Death Song that the U.S. Navy SEALs have adopted goes something like this. It says, "So live your life that the fear of death can never enter your heart. Trouble no one about their religion. Respect others in their view and demand that they respect yours. Love your life. Perfect your life. Beautify all things in your life. Seek to make your life long and its purpose in the service of your people. Prepare a noble death song for the day when you go over the Great Divide. When it comes your time to die, be not like those whose hearts are filled with the fear of death. Sing your death song and die like a hero going home. So think about that. The greatest warriors of today, the Navy SEALs, are using the words of Tecumseh as their creed. And there are so many wonderful stories like that. And you all have the opportunity to learn those stories. Do you know how you learn those stories? How do you think? Reading, by reading about them. We have so many wonderful heroes in this country, and we can all read about them in books. And you know what? When you read about them, you honor them because they are being remembered. Before I turn the program over to Miss Fleming, I'm going to ask Mayor Frank to come up here and say a few words to you. You got anything to say, Walter? No. Okay. Walter is, I'm the big mouth of the bunch. Walter's a silent one. Yeah, one thing Walter does is Walter is really good at making clothes. He made my clothes, and he made his clothes. So why don't you give Walter a big hand for his wardrobe making ability.
Thank you, Mr. Crockett. Well, good morning, everyone. Well, first of all, I want to say how lucky I think you are that Barry and Carol love you so much to come up here every year. And so how about we give them a big round of applause for what they do for you. All right, I'm not going to hold you up any longer because there's awesome stuff behind the curtain, right? Yeah. Okay, I want everyone to get something in your mind. What would you like to be when you grow up? Kind of get it in your mind. Maybe you haven't thought about it before. What would you like to be? In the pink dress there, right here. A groomer for dogs, dog groomer. Do you know I used to groom dogs when I was in school? All through college I did that, yes. Sir, what would you like to be? Work for Nintendo. That would be exciting. That is awesome. Yes, sir, you yellow tiger shirt. Policeman. You, sir, green shirt. I couldn't hear. Oh, very good, very good. Let me get one of the young women here. Yes.
I want to be a pizza.
A pizza? You want to make pizzas? So a chef or pizza maker. Awesome. Let's get a couple more in here. Yes, ma'am. A teacher. Very good. Well, you can be anything you want to be. Set your mind to it. But where do you need to start? Why is today so important? To learn, you have to, learn to read, and you can be whatever you want to be, and you can even change your mind along the way and do something else if you know to read. Yes. A YouTuber, so you want to create videos and do what like Mr. Sutton does there in the back and help promote Briceville Elementary School. Yes. Well, great. Well, learn to read. Carol and Barry have some fantastic prizes for you, and I want to leave you with one word. Try to remember to tell your teachers thank you for investing in you and caring about you. And then please know how important, you all put your hands down, you carry that with you, okay? Carry what you want to be. You are very important to me. You are important to Carol and Barry and Walter too. And that's why folks spend so much time with you. You are loved, you are appreciated, and we're counting on you. And I want you to know that because I'm going to get old, and I tell you this every year. I'm going to get old, and I'm relying on you to be my future, okay? So know that whatever happens, if you have a bad day, you have a bad week, you're important, you're loved. God has a plan for you. And just know that you've got a bunch of fans out there in the world who are counting on you. Now, go read, all right? Melissa.
Okay, guys. First of all, I want to say that Mayor Frank is a very, very busy lady. Would you imagine that it would be a really hard job to be a mayor? But she cares so much about you that she takes time out of her day every year to come and to talk to you and spend some time with you. So let's give her a big round of applause and say thank you. Also, I want to say that teachers get a lot of credit for their boys and girls. When you guys do a really good job, sometimes you'll hear people say, oh, wow, they had a great teacher, or their teacher did so much for them and with them. But really, it's not just us. We work really hard with you, but all the people that you see in this room and people that you don't even see in this room, they make it possible every single day for us to do what we do. And we're so thankful that they're here. So can you give all of them a round of applause? And of course, Mr. Crockett and Mr. Walter Crockett over here. We appreciate them traveling so far from long ago, I guess I should say, to be with you and to talk to you and tell you a great story. And wasn't that a great story? So give them a round of applause. And just listening to that story made me think, oh gosh, I want to go to the library and see if there's a book about that, because I want to read about that. Who would want to read more and find out more about that story? Because it's great when somebody there tells you something, but when you can open up a book and read more and more, and then that might make you interested about something else, and then you can read more about that, and then you just never stop reading and you never stop learning, right? And Miss Carol's here. I have no idea where Mr. Barry is. He just, for some reason, disappears on these days, but we know he's out there somewhere rooting for us, isn't he? So let's give a huge thank you to Miss Carol and Mr. Barry. And those of you who have been here at Briceville for a while, you know that we're going to open this curtain in a minute, and there's going to be some exciting things back there. And I just want to say, listen to me, this is important. I want to say, when you guys come and shop in the store, or when you talk to me throughout the week and ask you what you're reading, and you tell me what prize you're earning or you're trying to work for, a lot of you say thank you to me. And I appreciate that. I really do. But it's not me. It's Mr. Barry and Miss Carol. If it weren't for them, none of this would be possible. And they love you so much, and they want you to do so well in your life that they do great things like this for us. And we really appreciate them. So let's say thank you. Okay, are you getting excited? Super excited? How excited are you? Okay, now, I have a friend with me. You see my friend? Not that friend. She's my friend too. But we see Miss Phillips all the time. Look at this guy. What does this say? That's right. Welcome to the 2019-2020 EBR kickoff. And that's what we're doing. We're getting ready to kick off our Engineering Better Readers program. And my friend here wanted to come and be a part of the program. And then he's going to join us in the EBR store. And he is going to be there for you to work toward. And you might be able to purchase him this year and take him home. And who's been super hot this summer? It's been really hot. I know, even this fall, it's been really hot. And this guy will keep you cool next summer, Liam, because he, just like the unicorn last year, is a sprinkler. Yep. So you can hook him up to your water hose, and he will just sprinkle all over the place and keep you good and cool during the summertime. Who might want to work toward a big dinosaur like that? Yep, me too. Me too. Okay, so if you are ready, you know what we have to do to make the curtains open, right? And now listen, after we open this curtain, you got to promise me something, okay? Okay, after we open the curtain, it's gonna be super exciting, and then we're gonna calm back down, and I'm gonna talk to you one more minute, and after that, then you're gonna get to walk by and see all the prizes up close, okay? All right, now to make the curtain open, we have to do a countdown. And if you do it really quiet, it's probably not gonna work. So we have to be really loud. Remember how you clapped really loud? Okay, all right, well, hang on. We're gonna count down from 10 to 0. When we get to 0, be ready. It's gonna be exciting. All right. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. How about that? All kinds of exciting things. Let's see. Who likes to play basketball? I see a real basketball goal that can be set up at your house. And you can shoot basketball and practice basketball at home. How many of you would like to earn a real basketball goal? A really nice one, too. I see, who likes Harry Potter? I see all kinds of Harry Potter toys back there. And who likes, let's see, Minecraft? Fortnite? How many of you have ever played laser tag? Got some laser tag for you this year. How about Legos? And let's see, how about a Nintendo Switch? Do you like video games? And we have all kinds of good prizes, so I could go on all day. I'm gonna let you come in and look at them though. But now guys, I know, but listen, 1, 2, 3, eyes on me. It's kind of hard to look at me when I've got all these toys behind me, but listen, are we just gonna give these toys to you? You have to earn them and tell me. Come here and tell me something. Come here. Come on. Tell everybody how they have to earn these prizes.
You have to earn them by your EBR points.
Okay, and how do you get EBR points?
By reading.
By reading. Who loves to read? Okay, I've got an important question because I really want to know this. Who in here is going to earn the most EBR points this year? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. You mean it's going to be a tie between all of you? No? Well, I think there's going to be a lot of competition out here, so you better start reading and reading a lot so you can get the prize that you want, okay? All right, what do you think, guys? If you really like them, give us a big round of applause.